The young and the restless spoilers shock when shadows collide, the mysterious vanishing of Sharon and Phyllis. A ripple of unease spread across Genoa City as the unthinkable unfolded in a matter of moments. In a stunning twist that left everyone reeling, two beloved figures, Sharon and Phyllis, had simultaneously disappeared without a trace. It was a scene that defied explanation, one that left questions hanging in the air and hearts pounding with worry. The incident began on an otherwise ordinary day when the city was buzzing with its usual mix of intrigue and whispered secrets. But soon, the air grew thick with tension. According to Chance, who had been closely monitoring the situation, there was no evidence to suggest that one had abducted the other. Indeed, no fingerprints, no surveillance clues, and no overt signs of foul play could be found. Yet, the circumstances were too bizarre, too deliberate, to be a mere accident. It was clear to everyone that both Sharon and Phyllis were being targeted by someone, a shadowy figure whose identity remained hidden in the darkness. In a chilling introduction that set the tone for the unfolding mystery, viewers were treated to a series of stark images: Sharon and Phyllis, lying unconscious on the cold, hard floors of two separate rooms. The stark contrast between the settings did little to dispel the aura of connected peril that enveloped them. Both women, renowned for their resilience and fierce independence, had been left defenseless, their lives hanging by a fragile thread. Despite their best efforts to escape, it seemed that the mysterious forces at play had anticipated their every move, trapping them in a sinister game where the rules were unknown and the stakes impossibly high. As word of the disappearance spread like wildfire, panic gripped the close-knit community around them. Mariah, Nick, Summer, and countless others were plunged into a state of deep anxiety and confusion. The corridors of power, family, and friendship that had once provided stability now trembled under the weight of uncertainty. Every whispered conversation, every anxious glance, and every frantic phone call added fuel to the collective fear. Who could be behind such a meticulously orchestrated act of malevolence? The answer remained tantalizingly elusive, a ghost in the machine that seemed determined to torment those left behind. In the midst of this turmoil, tensions began to rise. Mariah and Summer, both fiercely protective of the women they held dear, found themselves at odds. Their shared love for their respective mothers turned into a battleground as they argued, each one accusing the other of being too reckless or too insistent in their demands for answers. The fight, raw and visceral, was emblematic of the deeper conflict that now plagued every facet of their lives, a desperate need to protect and the overwhelming frustration of helplessness. Their voices, raised in anger and fear, echoed through the halls of the mansion, a stark reminder that in times of crisis, even the strongest alliances can be torn apart by the relentless pressure of uncertainty. Caught in the eye of this emotional storm was Nick, a man whose complicated past only served to deepen the irony of his current predicament. Having once been married to both Sharon and Phyllis, he now found himself standing on a precipice, torn between conflicting loyalties and unresolved emotions. Every decision he made carried the weight of his history, a past filled with passion, betrayal, and heartache. How could he possibly navigate the labyrinth of love and loyalty when every turn seemed to lead to another dead end? His inner turmoil was palpable, his conflicted nature a stark reminder of the unpredictable intersections between personal history and present danger. As the investigation unfolded, clues began to emerge, each more perplexing than the last. The mysterious man responsible for this calculated act of abduction had left behind only whispers of his existence, a fleeting glimpse in a darkened corridor, a single, deliberate misstep in an otherwise flawless plan. His motives were shrouded in ambiguity, leaving even the most seasoned detectives at a loss. Was he driven by revenge, or was there a deeper, more insidious agenda at work? The very nature of his actions suggested a level of precision and cold calculation that was both terrifying and inexplicable. In the midst of this swirling chaos, the question on everyone's lips was as simple as it was desperate: who are you? The enigmatic perpetrator had managed to orchestrate a series of events that not only endangered the lives of Sharon and Phyllis but also shattered the fragile sense of security that had long defined their world. Come forward, the collective plea seemed to cry out into the void, and let us understand the reasons behind this madness. don't leave us in perpetual fear and confusion. The unfolding drama, rich with tension and emotional upheaval, was more than just a tale of abduction. It was a mirror reflecting the complexities of human relationships, the raw edges of loyalty and betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth in a world where every secret casts a long, haunting shadow. As investigators combed through every detail, every whispered rumor, and every hidden motive, it became increasingly evident that the solution to this mystery would require more than just sharp eyes and clever minds. It demanded an unwavering resolve to confront the darkness and a willingness to face the uncomfortable truths lurking behind every facade. In the final analysis, the simultaneous disappearance of Sharon and Phyllis was a masterclass in suspense and psychological intrigue. It challenged the conventional notions of right and wrong, forced a community to confront its deepest fears, and set the stage for an epic confrontation between light and darkness. With every passing moment, the stakes grew higher, and the need for answers became ever more urgent. Until the elusive man revealed his identity, until every stone was turned and every secret laid bare, the citizens of Genoa City, and indeed, the devoted fans of this enthralling saga, would continue to live in a state of anxious anticipation, yearning for the day when the shadows would finally give way to the light. The enigma of the abductor, a twisted plot unfolds in Genoa City. In the ever-twisting world of Genoa City, nothing is ever quite as it seems. The latest shockwave that has rocked the community involves the simultaneous disappearance of two iconic figures, Sharon and Phyllis. As the city reels from the impact of their vanishing act, whispers, rumors, and wild predictions flood every corner of the media and water cooler discussions. One prevailing theory points to Ian Ward as the mastermind behind the abduction. Yet, many viewers, myself included, find this scenario predictable and uninspired. After all, dragging Ian Ward back into the narrative for another kidnapping twist would only serve to disappoint longtime fans who crave innovation over repetition. The suspicion surrounding Ian Ward for some time now, Ian Ward has been a familiar suspect whenever controversy has brewed in Genoa City. His past actions and ambiguous loyalties have provided ample fodder for conspiracy theories. However, relying on him as the culprit in yet another kidnapping plot seems almost too convenient. The idea is that the writer might be tempting fate by repeating a formula that has become stale. The narrative risks falling into a repetitive cycle, one where Ian's involvement is a foregone conclusion rather than a surprising revelation. Instead of invigorating the storyline, such a turn would likely leave the audience disenchanted, longing for a twist that breaks free from the monotony of predictable patterns. A plot designed to thrill. What truly matters now is the identity of the true orchestrator behind the abduction. The mystery is not just about who took Sharon and Phyllis, it's about igniting a spark of genuine excitement among the fans. The anticipation builds as the city braces itself for a revelation that could potentially redefine the existing power dynamics. The abductor remains shrouded in darkness, a phantom whose motives are as enigmatic as his methods. Despite the abundance of clues and red herrings, there is an undeniable thrill in the unknown. As fans, we yearn for a storyline that challenges our perceptions, that shatters our expectations, and that dares to venture into uncharted narrative territory. The fates of Sharon and Phyllis. The aftermath of the abduction paints a vivid picture of contrasting destinies. Phyllis, whose life has been a roller coaster of high drama and emotional turbulence, is expected to awaken soon. When she does, it won't be a quiet return. Instead, her reawakening is set to plunge her into a state of utter chaos, a maelstrom of disorientation, fury, and vulnerability. Her struggle to piece together the fragments of her shattered reality will mirror the internal battle she has fought countless times before. Her confusion and emotional outburst are anticipated to drive the narrative into even darker, more tumultuous territories. On the other hand, Sharon is not a stranger to such peril. Over the years, she has been ensnared in kidnappings and plots that would have broken a lesser soul. Yet, her resilience is legendary. Accustomed to the turbulence that defines her existence, Sharon's response to her abduction is expected to be markedly different. Rather than succumbing to panic, she will channel her innate calmness and resourcefulness. Her analytical mind will kick into high gear as she begins to plot her own escape, determined to outwit her captor with the cool precision of someone who has long mastered the art of survival. The ripple effects among loved ones as news of the abduction spreads, a storm of emotions erupts among those closest to the missing women. Mariah and Summer, bound by an unbreakable bond of familial love, find themselves at odds. Their shared desperation to protect their mothers, each convinced of the other's approach, ignites a fierce internal conflict. Their protective instincts, once a source of unity, now clash in a turbulent struggle. The ensuing emotional skirmish is not merely a side plot, it is a reflection of the larger chaos that has descended upon Genoa City. Their voices, raised in both anger and despair, echo the sentiments of every resident who feels the sting of uncertainty and loss. Caught in the eye of this emotional maelstrom is Nick. His unique position, having once been married to both Sharon and Phyllis, places him in an almost impossible situation. His personal history is as tangled as the web of deceit that now envelopes the city. With each passing moment, Nick finds himself forced to confront memories of passion, betrayal, and unresolved feelings. The conflicting allegiances and emotional ties that bind him to both women only serve to deepen the complexity of his character. His internal conflict, marked by moments of agonizing indecision, stands as a testament to the intricate interplay of personal history and current peril. A game of shadows behind the scenes, the abductor remains an elusive specter. His methods are meticulous, a series of calculated moves that left Sharon and Phyllis vulnerable and isolated in two different rooms. The precision with which he executed his plan suggests a mind honed by both intelligence and a cold-blooded resolve. Every move he made was deliberate, each step designed to confound and terrify. His presence, though unseen, looms over every scene like a dark cloud, a constant reminder that danger is always lurking just beneath the surface. The abductor's motive is a puzzle. Was it revenge, a twisted form of justice, or simply the thrill of control? The ambiguity only deepens the intrigue, turning every new clue into a tantalizing hint that teases the possibility of a radical, unexpected twist. A call for revelation in a narrative rife with suspense and unresolved tension, the burning question remains: who do you predict is the abductor? This is not merely an inquiry, it is a challenge to the fans, an invitation to engage with the unfolding drama on a deeper level. The answer could be anyone, from a character long thought to be inconsequential to a surprising new antagonist whose motives defy easy categorization. What matters is that the resolution, whenever it comes, must be as thrilling as it is unpredictable. The true villain of this chapter must embody the complexity and darkness that the storyline so desperately seeks to explore. In doing so, the narrative promises to deliver a climax that not only satisfies the thirst for justice and retribution but also elevates the drama to unprecedented heights. The future of the narrative, the choice to move away from the overused trope of having Ian Ward as the culprit, is a bold one, a declaration that the storyline is ready to evolve and take risks. The creative decision to explore new dimensions of character and plot ensures that the audience is treated to a narrative that is as fresh as it is riveting. While many may have predicted the familiar, the true brilliance of the unfolding drama lies in its ability to subvert expectations. The abductor's identity, while still shrouded in mystery, serves as the catalyst for a cascade of events that promise to reshape the relationships, alliances, and power dynamics that have long defined Genoa City. As we stand at the precipice of what could be one of the most electrifying chapters in this saga, one thing is clear: the story is far from over. Each new twist, each unexpected revelation, builds toward a crescendo that will leave fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting the moment when the shadows are finally lifted. Until that day comes, we are left to wonder and speculate: who is the dark force behind this harrowing abduction? And when the truth is finally revealed, will it be a moment of cathartic justice, or will it plunge us further into the labyrinth of intrigue? In the midst of chaos, uncertainty, and the relentless pursuit of truth, one question remains a beacon of anticipation: who do you predict is the abductor? In the underbelly of Genoa City's relentless drama, a new twist has emerged that challenges the very fabric of what we thought we knew about the recent abductions of Sharon and Phyllis. Amidst the mounting tension, one man stands out as a beacon of hope and determination: Chance, a police officer whose reputation for astute observation and relentless pursuit of justice is legendary. With his keen instincts and unwavering dedication, Chance has uncovered a tantalizing trace that points towards the enigmatic mastermind behind these heinous acts. But as the layers of mystery peel away, a disquieting possibility begins to surface. Could Daniel be the puppet master orchestrating these kidnappings? The haunting presence of Daniel. Ever since the tragic demise of Heather, Daniel has been transformed into a shell of his former self, a man whose soul appears to have been hollowed out by an all-consuming grief and a burning desire for revenge. Once a charismatic figure, Daniel now drifts through life like a ghost, haunted by memories and fueled by a seething hatred that threatens to consume him entirely. His sorrow is palpable, his every movement weighed down by the burden of loss and regret. For those who knew him in happier times, the transformation is almost unrecognizable, a stark reminder of how tragedy can warp the human spirit. Yet, amid this despair, a chilling theory emerges. Could it be that Daniel, drowning in his own misery and vengeance, has resorted to desperate measures to deflect suspicion from himself? The idea is as provocative as it is disturbing. Many whisper in hushed tones that the very man consumed by grief might have hatched a plot so cunning that it could mislead even the most seasoned investigators. After Heather's death, instead of retreating into a corner of self-pity, Daniel appears to have taken drastic steps that hint at a premeditated plan to orchestrate chaos in order to serve his twisted agenda. Chance's methodical pursuit. Enter Chance, a police officer whose brilliance in solving even the most convoluted cases is well known. Unlike many who are quick to jump on the bandwagon of prevailing theories, Chance meticulously follows the faintest clues, piecing together evidence with a calm, measured approach that borders on genius. His recent discovery, a subtle, almost imperceptible trace, suggests that Daniel might be connected to the abductions. This evidence, though circumstantial, carries an undeniable weight. Every detail that Chance unearths adds another layer of complexity to the narrative, painting a picture of a man who might be more than just a grieving soul. With determination etched into every line of his face, Chance has set his sights on Daniel. He is acutely aware that the path ahead is fraught with danger and moral ambiguity. If Daniel is indeed behind the abductions, the ramifications could be catastrophic. But Chance is no stranger to the murky waters of human frailty and the labyrinth of deceit. His resolve is ironclad. He will not rest until the truth is laid bare, no matter how deeply it is buried beneath layers of betrayal and subterfuge. The conundrum: why Phyllis? One of the burning questions that now plagues the investigation is why Daniel would dare to abduct Phyllis. To the casual observer, it might seem like an unnecessary escalation, a move that risks drawing too much attention and complicating an already volatile situation. However, those who look deeper understand that nothing in Genoa City is ever as straightforward as it seems. There is a prevailing suspicion that this act of kidnapping might be a calculated distraction, a deliberate ploy to misdirect the police and the community at large. By orchestrating the abduction of both Sharon and Phyllis, Daniel might be setting the stage for a far more intricate game of cat and mouse. If he is indeed the puppet master behind these events, his aim could be to create a smokescreen, diverting attention from his true intentions. In doing so, he would not only complicate the investigation but also force his pursuers to question every assumption. This cunning diversion could be his way of ensuring that all eyes remain focused on the immediate crisis, while he maneuvers behind the scenes to further his enigmatic objectives. A calculated distraction. The idea of misdirection is not lost on anyone following the case. In a world where every action is laced with ulterior motives, Daniel's possible strategy is both brilliant and chilling. The notion that he might deliberately stage an abduction to lead investigators astray is a testament to the intricacies of his planning. It is a tactic that requires not only a deep understanding of human psychology but also an intimate knowledge of the fragile dynamics that govern relationships in Genoa City. Critics and fans alike have questioned the plausibility of such a move. Why would a man already mired in personal torment risk further entangling himself in a web of criminality? The answer might lie in the depths of his grief and the corrosive nature of revenge. For Daniel, every step, every calculated maneuver, is a desperate bid to reclaim some semblance of control over his shattered existence. The abduction of Phyllis, if indeed orchestrated by him, is not merely an act of violence, it is a symbolic gesture, a manifestation of his internal chaos projected onto the world around him.